Hello, friends. New Year's are for celebration. They are also for making resolutions. And like you, I also make New Year resolutions every year. This year was no different. I made my resolution. I felt motivated, serious, even a little proud. You know that feeling, that fresh page feeling? And then February happens. Honestly, February is the real test. January is when motivation is high. Everyone is posting, everyone is running, everyone is eating salads, everyone is suddenly a new person. But February is when reality quietly walks back in and taps you on the shoulder. Work picks up, family stuff happens, sleep gets messy. Your routine breaks and your brain starts negotiating. If I am being honest, like every year, this year too I would have broken my New Year resolution. Because I am good at it. I have done it so many times. It has become a tradition. I make a resolution with full confidence and then I break it with full creativity. I can give excuses like an artist. This week was busy. This month isn't idle. After this function, after this deadline, from Monday, from next month, from next year. And the funniest part is, these excuses sound logical. They sound responsible. They sound mature. But they are still excuses. So yes, if nothing changed, I would have done the same thing again. But wait, this time I didn't feel good about it. Not because I want to prove something to the world. Not for Instagram. Not to look disciplined. Not to collect likes and applause. It's something else. It is that feeling you get when you realize you have been postponing the same dream for years. The dream is not going anywhere. It is waiting. But your time is moving. And postponing is dangerous because it doesn't hurt immediately. It hurts slowly, quietly. Like a small regret that keeps showing up again and again. It sits at the back of your mind. You don't see it every day, but you feel it. So I'm trying something different this year. I'm making a public announcement of my New Year resolution. Not because I'm confident I will do it. I am doing it because I want pressure. I want accountability. Because when something is inside your head, you can quit quietly. You can break the promise and nobody knows. You can pretend it never happened. You can move on. And only person disappointed is you. And even that disappointment fades after a few days. So when you say it loud, it changes things. Now, there's a witness. Now, there's a public promise. Now if I disappear, I can't comfortably lie to myself. So yes, I'm making this video for one reason. To lock myself into it. Here it is. My New Year resolution is to write a book. Not think about writing, not collect ideas, not someday. Write a book. And I know what happens the moment I say this. Some people will think, oh nice, another person writing a book. Some will think, good for you. Some will think, will he actually finish it? Some will silently judge. Some will silently support. It's okay. I'm not doing this to impress anyone. I am doing this because I've been carrying this desire for too long. I always wanted to write a book. And I know people write books for different reasons. Some write for money. Some write for fame. Some write because they are experts. I have my reasons. I'm not revealing all of them today. Because I want to keep something private while I'm still building. But I can tell you this much. I have an experience to share. And I genuinely feel it can help someone. Even if it helps small number of people, it is worth doing. I read a quote somewhere. It said, either do something worth writing or write something worth reading. The quote has stayed with me. I have seen ups and downs. I have learned things the hard way. But I kept postponing the writing part. Not because I didn't want to write. I wanted to. But I kept pushing it for a future date. First, I need more time. First, I need the right mood. First, I need a perfect plan. First, I need confidence. First, I need title. First, I need the outline. First, I need a bigger reason. But the truth is, the first never ends. There's always another first. For last many years, I've thought about writing a book. I've started it in my head 100 times. I've imagined the first chapter. I've imagined the cover. I've imagined the launch. I've even imagined people reading it. But imagination is easy. Execution is where it becomes real. And this year, I'm tired of postponing. Not anymore. So I'm saying it clearly. In 2026, I am writing a book. Not, I will try. I will do it. Even if it is imperfect, even if the first draft is messy, even if I write slowly, even if it takes discipline, I will write it. And I want to bring you into this journey, not in a dramatic way, in a real way. I want to show what it looks like when someone commits to something long term beyond motivation. Because motivation comes and goes. Discipline is where your life changes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share progress. Not daily, not to show off, but enough that I stay accountable. I'll share what I'm working on, what I'm learning, what I'm struggling with, and what's working. For now, I'm starting with the most important thing, the declaration. Because this is the part most people skip. People keep their resolutions private because privacy feels safe. If you fail, no one knows. If you quit, no one knows. But I don't want save this year. I want change. And change needs pressure. So I am putting myself on the spot. And if you're watching this, hold me accountable. Not to troll, not to hate, just in a simple human way. If you see me disappearing, remind me. If you see me making excuses, call me out. If you see me sleeping, bring me back. Because I'm serious about this. Now, I want to ask one thing. What is your New Year resolution? Not the one that sounds good, the one you actually want to keep. Write it in the comments. You don't want to share the whole thing? Write one word. Because when you make it public, it becomes real. If you want to follow this journey, if you want to see how a book is built step by step, stay connected. This year, I am not postponing, not anymore. Thank you.